Hey guys, it's the Loud Guys. Today we are going to react to the Marvel Secret Invasion breakdown and Easter eggs. So somebody sent me a video, Marvel Secret Invasion video, and I could not understand what it was and what it was telling about. So I thought if I cannot understand something, then I have to always move to emergency breakdown. And so I found this video of Marvel Secret Invasion announcement breakdown and Easter eggs. So I will see this video and get the complete idea of what this video is about.
And Marvel has 27 films, and I haven't seen them. I know it sucks, but yeah, I haven't seen them. I'm not that much big fans of Marvel superheroes, but maybe after watching these kind of trailers videos, I will be the fan of Marvels. But my friends are my maximum friends are the fans of Marvel, and they said they told me that please Vanshika, come with us and watch this movie. But I never like this kind of movie, maybe because I'm more into that romantic kind of web series and all, and I'm not that much big fan of movies. I'm a kind of person who loves to watch web series. I can spend my 10 hours of days of watching web series, but I can't spend my 3 hours of day watching movie. But maybe I will become a Marvel fan if I will see more trailers and teaser of them. So yeah, let's see this video.
Yes, even Marvel are launching a lot of web series like Moon Knight and all.
Ha,
so you can
yes,
watch that too. So let's watch this one first. Secret Invasion. Disney Plus.
Welcome back, everyone. Marvel has been filming its Secret Invasion event series, and Samuel L. Jackson has been talking up a storm, dropping all kinds of announcements about Secret Invasion and about Marvel Phase 4 and the future of the Avengers, just in general, so we'll break it all down.
Oh.
If you're brand new to the channel, we're doing a giveaway for Disney Plus memberships because Moon Knight is getting started next week. I will be doing videos for all the episodes, just like all the other Disney Plus series. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and post all your Secret Invasion predictions on the video. The name Secret Invasion raises a bunch of eyes because in the comics it was a huge event that came in sort of a 1, 2, 3, 4 punch during Marvel's big era of event comics. It was Civil War, the end of that destabilized the entire planet, leaving it ripe for takeover, after which the Skrulls invaded en masse, duplicating every Avenger superhero you've ever heard of. It was Norman Osborn who took credit for cleaning up that mess, killing the Skrull Empress, paving the way for Dark Reign, when Norman Osborn replaced Tony Stark and Nick Fury as the end-all be-all of Earth-based security, after which the real Avengers got rid of him, but further destabilizing Earth, leading to the invasion of Asgard on Earth, like we've seen Asgard on Earth in the MCU, in an event called the Heroic Age, which served as sort of a rebirth for Marvel Comics. So Secret Invasion is a big deal, but in the MCU, as you can see, they've tuned it quite a bit. Nick Fury learned back during the 90s, during the events of the Captain Marvel movie, that MCU Skrulls were mostly good characters, which was a huge change to their comic book MO. And it was the pink-skinned Kree that looked like humans that were bad. The big announcement recently is that Samuel L. Jackson explained which Marvel Phase 4 movies Nick Fury is going to cross over in, why he's crossing over, and who Emilia Clarke is playing during the Secret Invasion series, and it is huge. It is a super deep cut from the classic Secret Invasion run. I'll start with the Emilia Clarke character first because there's been so much footage of her running around with Maria Hill, Nick Fury, and Talos, and it really is true versions of those characters. It's the real Nick Fury this time, real Maria Hill. I'll get into the Skrull fake-out versions in a second because that's sort of a prelude to Secret Invasion the last couple of years. But reportedly, Emilia Clarke is playing a version of Varanki, the current Skrull Empress, heir to the throne of the Skrull Empire. But here's the thing, it's a little different than it was in the comics, and it involves some different plot.
We're
I
interested
really
in
like his
the
look.
political paranoia aspect of Secret Invasion, and of course it will tie into other things and the Skrulls in ways you haven't seen before.
What he means when he says tying into things in the future with the Skrulls, he's talking about Marvel Phase 4 movies, but also Don Cheadle's War Machine, Rhodey, and Everett Ross, who's in the Black Panther movies, will also appear during Secret Invasion, because it sounds like the evil Skrulls that are taking over get their tendrils into those areas of the world too. So in the comics, Secret Invasion was this big crossover series with the entire Marvel line. Every single Avenger you've ever heard of was duplicated by a Skrull. So like, Skrull Iron Man, Skrull Thor, Skrull everybody. On the TV show, they're using the Secret Invasion series as sort of a prelude for the Marvel Phase 4 movies, so it's going to be a vastly tuned down version of the comic book event series. In the comics, the entire Skrull race was bent on invading Earth in order to attain an advantage in its war against the Kree race. The Illuminati that we just saw in the Doctor Strange 2 trailer, or a version of them that we saw in the Doctor Strange 2 trailer, visit the Skrull Emperor at the time, warn him against invading Earth, and the princess at the time, Emilia Clarke's character, is banished, foretelling doom for their people. Big Fantastic Four crossover. I know everybody's waiting for Fantastic Four in the MCU. Galactus destroys the Skrull throne world, killing their emperor, making Varanki the queen of the entire Skrull race. They invade Earth, posing as different Avengers characters. The whole tagline was, "Who do you trust?" Because anybody you saw could be a Skrull version of a character. In the MCU,
My
Secret
God.
Invasion is going to be started by a different faction of dissident Skrulls who come from a different line than the Green Skrulls that we've seen so far, who we've known to be good. We even saw a Green Skrull get arrested by the TVA on Loki recently. We don't really know when he came from or what he was doing that got him arrested, but he did show up in the TVA. Emilia Clarke's Skrull Empress character is supposed to be in a relationship with the leader of the dissident faction of Skrulls, and Nick Fury, Talos, Maria Hill, the good Skrulls, have to stop the bad ones from completely taking over the planet. So it's a little bit like comic book Secret Invasion, in that the end goal is still the same. And it's taking place after a major event series. Now, in the MCU, obviously the major events have been a little bit different, but Avengers Endgame, a major event that made a bunch of Avengers reconsider what they were doing inside the MCU, and some of them gave their lives. It's supposed to take place after the events of Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, Thor Love and Thunder, Spider-Man No Way Home, Hawkeye. Like, if Thor Love and Thunder, for instance, takes place a little while after Doctor Strange 2, this would also take place a little while after that. So little bit by little bit, the MCU becomes more and more destabilized, leaving it more and more ripe for takeover on Earth. And that's why you see so much footage of Emilia Clarke running around with Nick Fury and the others. She's working with them instead of against them like she was in the comics. It's a big twist on her comic book Secret Invasion arc. But that sets her up for a much bigger crossover in the Marvel Phase 4 movies, which is where we thank Samuel L. Jackson for running his mouth so much about their movie plans. Nick Fury said that while they've been doing the Secret Invasion episodes, he's also been busy filming on 2 other Marvel Phase 4 movies. He's been filming crossovers for Ant-Man 3, Quantumania, and Captain Marvel 2, The Marvels. I'll talk about The Marvels because it's a little bit easier to thread the Skrull through line through that. Obviously, the Secret Invasion plot is spinning up to a much bigger plot during the Marvels movie because there is the promise of intergalactic Kree-Skrull war that's been going on for decades. And if you remember Captain Marvel during the Shang-Chi post-credit scene, the joke about her always ducking her calls,
This is
not
actually
leaving her actual
mind-blowing.
phone number for the other Avengers to use, like the Hulk.
I'm so sorry. I have to deal with this. You can get my number from Bruce. It was so nice to meet you.
I don't have her number. She does this a lot. Welcome to the circus.
The real reason she's got to leave, the reason she's always been gone, which led to some drama on WandaVision that they didn't really get into, but they will eventually get into, is that it's the Kree-Skrull war that's been going on for this past 100 years or so that's been keeping her busy. Her being there for most of this time kept most of the war contained to that sector of space, mostly. But now in present day, it just threatens the rest of the galaxy. Some of that will serve as plot for Captain Marvel 2, like the actual main plot will be a little bit different, but in the background you'll see a lot of the Kree-Skrull war getting ready to spill over. Monica Rambeau will show up after that big WandaVision post-credit scene. That was what that was supposed to tease. Like, Nick Fury was on his Skrull space station, just hanging out after Spider-Man No Way Home, and the Skrull pointed up. She'll come back in a new comic book costume with her full-on Spectrum powers. I did a much bigger video about how her powers
really
worked
like
last year
his
when
look.
WandaVision came out, so I'll link that in the description below. But in the Doctor
I
Strange
don't
Multiverse of
know
Madness
what
trailer,
is
you may have
going
spotted a
on
really
here.
mysterious-looking Captain Marvel type of figure. We joke about how Monica Rambeau is the first actual female Captain Marvel, like she became Captain Marvel, used the
Monica?
name long before Carol Danvers ever used the Captain Marvel name. Well, they're actually playing a big joke on this with the Multiverse Illuminati. So working with that team is a version of Captain Marvel from an alternate universe who is Maria Rambeau, Monica Rambeau's mother, who was just the test pilot on the day that Captain Marvel got her powers instead of Carol Danvers. So that version will be more true to the comics than the version that we've seen in the MCU. And they just dropped the trailer for the Miss Marvel series. I believe that she's using the Negabands during that. I think that's what most people believe. They were like a Kree knockoff of the Quantum Bands. They're like a Kree artifact that transform energy, allowing the user to manipulate it like a Green Lantern would. That's why you see all the plasma-looking energy constructs. They said that they did that instead of making her an Inhuman, so that they could make her powers a little bit more like Captain Marvel's and Monica Rambeau's. So that will also get her tied up in what Nick Fury is doing on his space station with the Skrulls. And that'll lead to the Marvels movie. The whole idea with Nick Fury and Ant-Man 3 with Kang the Conqueror is that my assumption is that he'll just be a quick cameo scene, or they're setting up some Young Avengers storyline, or a post-credit scene for putting the new team of Avengers together for Avengers 5. That'll be the first movie where we actually see Kang the Conqueror legit in the MCU. We got like a teaser for him at the end of the Loki series, at the end of Loki Season 1. We'll see him again during Loki Season 2. Like, he'll be ruling over this version of the TVA because he's theoretically won the Kang Multiverse War, or he's in the middle of winning it. But it sounds like the events of Loki Season 2 that will deal with that will take place after Ant-Man 3 Quantumania. The beauty, they said, with Kang the Conqueror is that we'll see many different Kangs across the multiverse in different shows and different movies. The version that we see in Ant-Man 3 Quantumania will just be like the legit Kang the Conqueror that you remember from the comics. We have gotten a few teasers for that next Avengers team too. Avengers 5 or Secret Wars, whatever they want to call it. They straight up welcomed Shang-Chi to the team during that movie before they even started talking about the nature of his alien 10 Rings of Power. The whole idea is that during Marvel Phase 4, multiverse is the operative word, but they are pushing things in a much more cosmic territory, which is part of the reason why Nick Fury has been on his space station with the Skrulls since right after the events of Avengers Endgame. The reason he didn't help out was that he was busy preparing for the next big threat from deep space, which right now, at this moment, is the evil Skrull faction from the Skrull Empire. The whole thing with the Kree sleeper cells in Spider-Man Far From Home might also turn into a thing, but most reports have been hyping the evil faction of Skrulls as the ones behind the Secret Invasion event in the MCU.
I give up from the MCU. Is like I need to watch 100 hours of 100 hours worth watching of series and movies, to be honest. But I didn't understand anything in the whole movie because I'm not into these kind of movies, as I told you earlier. I didn't understand the simple things, and everything went through my mind, and I was very noob in this, but I hope I will learn from time to time. I will definitely watch the first movie or series. Please let me down in the comment box what should I have to watch first. Should I go with the first movie of Marvel, or should I start with the series? Let me know in the comment box, and definitely I will watch this. And to be honest, I am speechless because I didn't get anything, but yeah, surely I will understand after watching this.
Yes, and when people say that if you don't understand rocket science, you should see movies. But if movies are shown this way, then even rocket science might seem easier, because this was too much to take for both of us. We are not that big of fans, and I think so even if you are a big fan of Marvel, even then I think so this might be a bit too much to take for you guys, or it was like a cupcake for you. Do let us know in the comment section below. But I have to say, new Rockstars guy just continuously speaks for 10 minutes because he's too passionate about that concept, and he can speak for hours and hours. So that is why he was speaking continuously, and he was throwing facts out of facts at us, and we could not understand even a single bit. Like, I could understand some bit of it, like the Skrull version was very interesting. Like we will have Skrull version of everyone, so you could not be able to like differentiate between the normal version, original version, and the Skrull version of that character, like Thanos, and everyone could have a Skrull version. And that sounds very, very interesting, and very, very interesting to see. And also the Avengers 5 version, the point that he mentioned, Avengers 5, and what will happen in that, and how and they are going to have a new roster for it. So those were the things that I could understand, and they seemed very interesting to me. So if there are more things that you think were more interesting and I could understand easily, so do let us know in the comment section below. So if you guys like this video, do let us know in the comment section below. So do like, share, and
Subscribe.
bye.